It wasn't really till I got into my late 40s, early 50s that I started having trouble with my back, and I just put that down to arthritis. I struggle a lot more to even attempt to go up and down stairs, and I don't feel very secure when getting up and on and off buses. I spoke to Dee from the Thalidomide Trust, who suggested I contacted Fraser Simpson, who is a physiotherapist.
As a physiotherapist, what we do is an initial assessment with somebody. So we take a very detailed history about the problems that the person's having, whether it's pain, whether it's balance problems, whether they've had falls. And then we have a look and see how we're going to be able to get you moving better to be able to relieve pain. Then we can help you get your balance back and help you get your walking better as well. From David's initial assessment, one of the biggest things that we found was that David's got a slightly shorter leg than the other one. And because of that shortening over a long period of time, it's put an awful lot of stress onto David's back. So what we've done is initially referred David on to an orthotist who has taken a mould of David's foot and provided a custom-made insole. And what that's done is just supports the shorter leg, makes it a little bit longer, and just evens out his posture, which will help David actually walk better.
The reason I get in touch with the Thalidomide Trust is because I went to an open day called Fit for the Future, and it was just about keeping your body in good shape and even dietary, how to watch your eating. But the most thing I was quite interested in, I never done it before, was the Pilates. And they encouraged me because I'd never seen Pilates before. And now myself and my wife are looking into joining a Pilates class. But I am waiting till I get a wee bit more fitter before I take this further. But I've never done exercises before, I'd never really known about it till Fraser spoke to me. Then it all kind of made sense.
The ultimate aim of physiotherapy is to give David his independence back and to really get David taking ownership for his own health. So we're going to look at David going along to a local Pilates class after probably about 4 or 5 months of treatment.
Fingers crossed. In general, my back has been 100% better. Even walking is a lot better. I'm more confident when I'm out and about.
Hi David, how you doing? It's good to see you again.
Hi, I'm fine. You coming in then? Come on, Cooper. Good boy. I was surprised how quickly it happened. Even the first couple of weeks after the exercises for my back, I was walking more straight and upward.
He's been amazing, to be honest with you. He's been an absolutely tremendous person to work with. There's been a few stumbling blocks along the way, and that's quite normal. But David's attitude really was, this isn't going to beat me, I am going to do this. So the first thing that we did with David was to get his back moving. His back was incredibly stiff, and that was the main reason why he was having so much pain. So we'll be getting into the muscles around the bottom of the back and actually just lengthening them and loosening them off. And then we do kind of more joint manipulations and joint mobilizations to really just get in and get the joints, the stiff joints moving. But when you hear David speak about it, it's kind of like he's got his life back again. Very quickly after his back pain settled, that was when David and his wife decided that a cruise was the next thing, and so they then started planning a cruise, which was absolutely fantastic to hear that he was starting to think about what he could do and what he wanted to do, rather than David focusing on things that he couldn't do.
We went on a cruise for our 25th wedding anniversary, and that was not long after my physio. It was a joy to go on holiday because I was more or less pain-free and I could enjoy it. And we were walking every day. Before the physio and that, I couldn't have done that. I'd have struggled.
With David, like so many other people that I work with, we want to try and keep the exercises as simple and as straightforward as possible. So the exercises themselves, as long as you're in the habit of doing them, you can do them within 5 to 10 minutes. The exercises, they're nothing that'll set the world on fire, and unfortunately that's rehab. So things like working on standing up and sitting down is a great exercise to strengthen up your legs, as long as you're doing it in the right way. Another exercise that I really like for people with weakness in and around their hips is sidestepping. And again, once you do it in the right way, it makes quite a big difference to the way that you stand and the way that you walk.
I'm walking a lot more better and straighter, so I'm not putting as much strain in my back, so obviously the pain's not going to be severe. I can reach things, I can bend a lot better to get things out of the fridge or the cupboard, which is a lot easier.
One of the big things that David was wanting to be able to do was be a bit more active regularly, and so the Thalidomide Trust has put him in touch with a local Pilates instructor. And Pilates itself is quite a nice exercise program because it keeps you strengthened up in the right way and stretched off in the right way as well.
Yeah, the first 2 classes went really well, and she's quite surprised how good my balance is. But I said that was all down to the physiotherapy. I would have never ever dreamt of going to a physio or that. I was too embarrassed. But I think once you get started and getting involved with like physio or Pilates, your confidence grows. I would certainly recommend it to other folk to go to physio, because I just took things for granted because of the shortness of my leg. That was the way I walked it, and that was it, and there was nothing could be done. And it's a lot stronger now, and I honestly wish I'd done it years ago.
If you'd like to try physiotherapy or Pilates, the Thalidomide Trust can help you find a local therapist and an exercise routine that's safe, enjoyable and close to home. Please visit thalidomidetrust.org to get started.